There's a door on Louisville's Whiskey Row that you might walk right past, and that's kind of the point. Hidden beneath Hotel Distill, the 1933 Society is an intimate speakeasy built around bourbon, cocktails, and the rebellious spirit of Prohibition. Settle in, explore rare pours, and discover a cocktail program inspired by the renegades who refuse to let the good times go dry. Seating is limited, so reservations are recommended and available through Open Table. The 1933 Society, beneath Hotel Distill on Whiskey Row, built for the society, open to the spirited.
Welcome to the Bourbon Life Podcast, your source for all things bourbon. Join your hosts, Mark and Matt, as they drink and review bourbons, share news about upcoming events, interview the who's who in the bourbon world, and, most importantly, bring you along for the fun of living the bourbon life. Now, here's your hosts, Mark and Matt.
All right, everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Bourbon Life Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and today we are on location. We are live still over here at Hotel Distill. We're in the 1933 Society. This is their brand new basement space. I think Lawrence said they opened it, what, Matt, in April?
Yeah, just before the Derby.
Just before the Derby, right?
Yeah,
Man,
so
this is gorgeous.
Only been open a few months.
Yeah, you just have to have a reservation. You don't have to be a member of their society actually to get into this. So if you want to make a reservation, I would highly recommend it if you're in Louisville. Come and check this place out. The steakhouse, of course, repeal is awesome. But man, this is a really, man, I could take a nap down here. You know, I'm sure if there's more people, it's a little more lively, but when there's nobody but us down here.
I know, we are the 1933 Society right now.
we are, we're boring and old and ready to take a nap, right? So,
yeah.
But I mean, it's gorgeous, guys, so I would check it out. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. We thank all of our sponsors. This episode is sponsored by the 1933 Society, so we appreciate all their support and the rest of our sponsors for everything they do for us. We couldn't bring you this show every week without all their help and support. With that said, Matt, you want to tell everybody who we have with us?
Absolutely. We have two of our favorites. We had to reschedule this one because they were going to be coming to Lexington, but there was a huge storm roll.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Quite a rager through.
Rager.
But anyway, we've got the crew behind Potter Jane Distilling Company, Jane Bowie, owner and founder, and also Danny Potter, owner, distiller, and wastewater treatment enthusiast.
That's perfect enthusiast.
Yeah.
I think that's on your LinkedIn or something.
It is.
That's what I thought.
It was professional turd herder.
Well, I mean, that's
the non-professional.
Yeah,
LinkedIn's got to be a little higher up there, right?
In the title
yeah, I've signed a lot of bottles, you know, like as a turd herder. But, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you signed him wastewater enthusiast. That's like quite a bit to fit on there.
That paint pen better be pretty full.
Oh my gosh, dude, your story, when we had you on for the first time, you were sharing your background, and I was just like, what the?
Yeah, not your typical.
Have we told the story about, though, Denny signing the bottles in New Orleans? Have we told that story on the podcast?
I don't think so.
So, Denny's down. Was this 2019?
Yes.
You're back at Makers.
Yes.
You're going to New Orleans Bourbon Festival in March, and they're doing a bottle signing with Denny. Sorry, did we ruin the intro?
No, not at all.
They're doing a bottle signing with Denny and it probably wasn't even a local salesperson. It was probably some third-party agency that the marketing, whoever the marketers were at the time for Maker's Mark used. So tell them what happens. You show up to this bottle signing.
I'd show up, and, you know, there were quite a few people there already, and usually when you do these things, you travel with those banners they pull up. Well, apparently the local team decided to do this banner, or I think maybe the liquor store decided to do the banner. So I get there, and there's people that are already there lined up, and I'm looking at this life-size banner, and it's a picture of me. And it said basically, please welcome Master Distiller Danny Porter. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, right? So for 3 hours, I signed every bottle as Danny Porter. And it was like, this is great. Like, this is a whole new persona that I can, you know, just kind of, you know.
Put on a pair of glasses and all of a sudden,
like whatever I do is Danny Porter. Danny Potter has no consequences.
Danny gets drinking too much of rowdy, we're like, oh, Danny Porter's making it here. Danny Porter drinks out of brown paper bags.
So he's like the equivalent of Frank the Tank.
Yes.
But he's
Danny Porter.
But it's Danny Porter.
So if he's in Vegas or New Orleans, it's going to be Danny Porter.
Yeah, you name it, man. Yeah, yeah, it was funny, but yeah, I either get called Danny. I get called Danny more than I do Denny for sure, and then Potter's about 50-50.
Even when we got our laptops set up, the original IT company messed up, and you were Denny Porter.
Oh yeah, I'm still Denny Porter in my laptop. Nice. And I'm like, can we not change this? They're like well, we'd have to, start over and delete everything. I'm like, let's do that.
Can we do that?
Let's do that. So what they did,
Porter
did go
Jane.
back and they were able to change it. But what I found is, as you get into the settings, it's still Porter, and I'm like, God,
it brings me so much joy.
So anyway.
So if I get an email that says it's from Danny Porter, then I'm going to be like, oh, I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know who
it's
this
going to
is.
be a good one. It'll be a doozy.
Sorry to get us off track already.
No, it's your show. We love it. You guys are so much fun, so we have a good time. But now we do have to talk about something serious, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys for years had said, we'll never source at Potter Jane.
That was a Potter Jane comment.
Yeah. I'm going to start calling it Potter Jane. That's what we can blame it on. Danny. It was Danny.
Danny got us. Yeah, exactly.
Danny got to be running his mouth. We're never going to source this stuff. Actually, my recollection is that Jane was the one that was really super adamant about that. So, we're not going to release anything until it's 6 years old.
Yeah, I mean, she's hot and cold with it. I mean, obviously with the blending background and what she enjoys and is good at, just getting your hands on any liquid would work. I think in the early days we were just so focused on getting everything designed and built.
Yeah.
And then you have this all right, we're just going to wait until our liquid's ready, and a lot of things have changed.
Absolutely.
Since we originally put the shovel in the ground. Even access to good barrels, because back when we first left Makers, we would get called by barrel brokers all the time. We weren't even looking to source. And it was, hey, I've got this 8-year-old barrel. They would say it's from some heritage distiller, which there was no way to prove that or not.
Right.
And then they would say, you have 12 hours to give us an answer. We're like, well, we would love a sample. No samples.
No samples. Yeah.
$6,000.
It was like Dennis Hopper calling, what are you going to do?
Yeah. So immediately we're like, we're not going to, we weren't thinking about it anyway, but it really kind of put us down that rabbit hole of, we're just not going to source, right? Like now it's not the time, and we got all this other stuff going on that we need to focus on.
There was also if this is the first thing you put your name on, right? You've left these jobs.
Yeah.
You've mortgaged the house. You've taken out a $50 million loan from a bank, and it's your debut, right?
Right.
And so that's a lot of pressure.
Sure.
And so I think, to Denny's point, it wasn't even like, oh, you can't find. It was just like, what are you going to have to go find? What are you going to have to charge people? And how does that fit with what we're trying to build for the next 50 years?
Right.
And so I think I'm glad we took our time to let us kind of learn who we were in these new lives. And, I think for me, the turning point, we've told the story a lot lately, was we did build the distillery. We did do these things, but, I don't know that we're natural entrepreneurs. I think we're whiskey people that decided to bet on ourselves.
Yeah.
And so we realized the first 3 years, there was very little joy. And people are always laughing. And it is funny, but it's also a little bit true. Right? All the things we loved about whiskey, we weren't doing anymore. Right? You're figuring out how to have health insurance for people that now depend on you for their lives. And the team brought a lot of joy, but there just wasn't. And, March 14th, 2025, we filled that first barrel, and we looked at each other, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is why we did this. And I think we both felt like we can't go another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because we need a reminder of why we're doing this and how hard the day-to-day is, and it's going to be worth it. So I wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, and even, just like yesterday, participating in the Whiskey Fest out at Norton Commons.
Yeah.
And having a product that you can actually pour that isn't just a 16-month-old or a distillate sample. Those are cool, and that's what we did for Bourbon Festival last year, and we would continue to do that because that's right in our backyard. But there was also this thought, how cool would it be if we actually had a liquid that was high quality, good age. And then, the whole vatting idea, which, was all Jane, and that's super interesting to talk about. But actually have something that people can taste, buy, do all the things. So it's kind of opened this door for us to stay relevant, right? Because that's the hardest thing about what we do in our industry is, how do you do this distillery? You put whiskey away, and then you sit back and, in 5 or 6 years, I mean, people forget who you are and why you're doing what you're doing.
God, you'll be like 73.
Damn. Fuck off. Ouch, man.
Yeah, no, it's constant.
It's constant. It is. We love it, man. I know you don't love it, Danny.
Oh,
but
I kind of do a little bit. Like, I love the pain.
Yeah. But I mean, so I'm just, you talked about filling your first barrel. Do you think that was kind of an impetus, or was that kind of that turning point where you're just like, man, I mean, we really need to get back to doing what we love to do.
And we were blending for people.
Yeah, right.
We were blending for customers. Yeah. Sometimes I would just show up at friends' distilleries, uninvited, unwanted.
I'm here to blend, okay?
I'm here to sit on taste panel today. Yeah. I do think that was really when we started revisiting. This was an idea we had actually talked about early, put it aside. There was too much other work. And so then we revisited this idea, because this process and project is honestly something I thought about since 2010.
Oh, okay.
Even before I was in innovation and liquid. And so I think we started revisiting and we started looking for the right base whiskey. And we were really particular about that. And we had a couple of liquids we wanted to go after. And we ended up with one of our favorite whiskeys as the base. It's a high rye bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon, went into the barrel at 115. We're not allowed to say who makes that, but really good quality. We bought the barrels at the end of last year, did quality checks and analyzed all 100 barrels we bought. Put a maturation plan together for each individual one.
Wow.
Sat down with Independent Stave and their team out of Bordeaux and designed large format casks. So, a standard bourbon barrel is 200 liters. Mm-hmm. We're working with 500 and 600 liter casks. So we decided to go new instead of used because we're control freaks and we wanted to make sure the quality of the cooperage was exactly where we wanted it. So it was really trying to get first fill out of the way in winter so it wasn't too impactful. Mm-hmm. And it's really about getting these casks, a lot of the extraction out of the way, because this is more about promoting oxidation and what happens when you blend whiskeys into a new space and you give them oxygen and time to develop more fruit, more richness, deeper flavors. It's just another flavor lever. But the whole product was, full transparency, inspired by a whiskey I love called Naked Grouse. A lot of people don't know this whiskey. Edrington did it in, I think it came out 2010, my favorite blender in the whole world. A guy called Gordon Motion was the blender at Grouse at the time. He moved on to Highland Park, which is, if you guys, anyone that knows me, Mark, I made you drink Highland Park. An episode or two ago that we were on.
Exactly.
And he was doing this vatting project in Scotland with all these single malts, but then giving them time. And I had never, coming from bourbon, we didn't talk about blending and that way and flavor that way. And it just blew me away. It blew my 28-year-old mind back when I was based in the UK. And so
you had this in your mind for quite some time.
Not even do it, but just like what a cool thing. And not something we understand. So like we're learning a lot right now. We're in a lot of space where we've never been, or I've never been, as far as don't know this base liquid very well, right? I worked on one product for 16 years.
Right.
We're using cooperage. Traditionally, we use fine grain French oak from more of the eastern part of the country. We're using coarse grain, right? So it's slower extraction. We're slowing it down even more in these 600 liters. So we're working with some tools we've never worked with before.
Yeah, so we got it poured up. So tell us what we're actually tasting on this first round.
So this is, our first release. It is named Big Vat Liar. Jane just explained the vatting process.
Oh, yeah.
And, we knew that we had been on record saying that we weren't going to source and all the other things. So, if we're anything, we're transparent to a fault.
Absolutely.
And we struggled with that, to be honest. It was like, man, goddamn, I mean, we're hypocrites, we're all the other things. And it wasn't because.
More you than me. I would always say, never say never. Potter proudly proclaims.
But, we work with a small creative agency.
Danny.
Yeah. Danny, goddamn it. Creative agency out of California. General LLC. They're awesome. It's 3 guys. And they're just like us for the most part. And so in explaining what we wanted to do and part of the background and how we were struggling a little bit with it, it took them maybe 30 minutes to come back and say, we have the name.
Yeah.
Potter Jane, Big Vat Liar. Like, just get out in front of it. Like, just
Absolutely.
own it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean, just because you say it doesn't mean you have to stick with it, but explain why.
Yeah.
And so that's what we have. We launched this in June. We just did our 3rd bottling on Thursday. So this hasn't even been distributed yet.
Okay.
So this is still at the distillery. Nice. The distributor will come pick it up sometime this week. But we're, the first 2 batches, we do not put batch numbers on these bottles. It's just, it by bottling date.
Okay.
And proof. We're going to put a section on our website that actually lists.
So you can track
so people can go on and see, how many.
If we ever update our website.
Yeah, if we ever update our website, which we're close. We're close. So this is, the base liquid goes in at 115. Most everything that we've worked with that we've dumped and put in the vatting process is somewhere in that 108 to 112 range.
Okay.
So the first 2 batches came in at over 109. This one is at 108.6.
Gotcha.
And
close to 7 years old. So
it's too much. Yeah, that lot of whiskey will be 7 in October. But I can't even tell you what all. So how we do this, this is so boring and complicated. We have these casks.
That's perfect for our podcast, Jane. That's great.
We have
Danny
these
Porter
casks.
just logged off.
We go taste, and then we pull into steel drums, maybe 40 gallons.
Yeah.
Right. Not even a whole barrel. So now you've got a 500 or 600 liter cask. You've pulled 40 gallons, and I know I'm going between imperial and metric right now. Sorry, I can't convert quick enough.
That's quite all right.
And then we actually refill with straight bourbon. So you've got like highly concentrated that's still in there. I guess it's Solera, but I wouldn't call it that.
Yeah, okay.
It's a good descriptor.
It's
though.
a good descriptor.
Yeah, okay.
I call it topping up, which is not quite as scientific or
Solera's
sexy.
better,
So
It's our topping off barrels.
we're topping them up. So you've got these highly concentrated extractive juice that's still in there. And then we pull out, we refill with fresh bourbon that we've deemed for that particular cask, because each cask is going to have different behaviors. So we try to choose bourbon that's going to work well with what that cask is going to offer to create different blending.
Yeah.
Then we pull into these drums, and the drums even sit. So you even have oxidation happening within the drums themselves.
Okay.
And then we go to a larger tank, a 500-gallon tank for bottling. But in that time, we'll actually marry what's left in the drums that didn't get used together as a base or as a component to blend. So the goal is to try to give ourselves as many blending components as possible.
Because you said, I think when you had to release, you mentioned, or I thought you said maybe like 13 or 14.
13, I think.
Yeah, different components, right?
Even though...
It blows my mind.
Well, and it's not geeky to be geeky. It really is. This is the first time I think in our careers we've been able to do something on this small of a scale where you just get to live tweak, and it's just put the best damn juice in the bottle that you possibly can. Mm-hmm. Right? We're not hitting a taste vision. We're not hitting a goal. We're learning. Every release should be better than the last, because as we improve our skills and hands on this, the whiskey should benefit from that.
Yeah.
But if you're smelling it, fruit is one of the big goals, and there's a ton of fruit on the nose of this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Matt, because we're almost in around one. I forgot to do the nose before we even started our conversation. What do you get on the nose on this, Matt?
The first thing I picked up was the fruit. It's like strawberries, cream, almost like vanilla cake, kind of note, a sweetness to it. Then underneath it all, there's a really meaty note, like a really savory, meaty, almost like the aroma of like cooked steak kind of note that comes underneath all of that. And then there's also like some sweet tea that I pick up in there, a little peppercorn, sweet tea, but it's very fruity on the front. I do notice that. That was the first thing I picked up.
Yeah, I mean, so this is, well, it's the third batch, right? So, but this one is different, obviously, than the first batch. So each batch, you're not batching to match the same profile or anything at all, right? So
it's just what's the best whiskey we can make today.
Yeah, but the fruity note definitely stood out to me first, for sure. Matt, I understand what you're saying. What was it, like umami kind of flavor or something like that, potentially something like that along those lines? There's just a lot going on, and it goes back to all those different components, man. It's like each thing puts its own little fingerprints on this, and different times, different things pop out. Jane, what pops out to you?
I get the fruit, and then it's almost like, to me, I get really dark chocolate, almost like a dry, even smell. Like, right? It's more, I always think of things as layers. So as I start at the top of the glass, it's more of that bright fruit and the heavier volatiles. But then as I go down, it's more like, this sounds so whatever, but like dark chocolate covered blueberries almost.
Oh, okay.
What? You don't eat that?
No, it's good. It's good. You're great. What did you say the other day? Rubber cement while eating grapes? We taught a sensory class at Bourbon Women, and we were talking about acetone. Beth Buckner and I were, and we were talking about acetone, and the distillate starts off like fingernail polish remover, but as it ages, it turns into this amazing, but at its highest concentration, it reminds me of rubber cement with like grapes. Yeah. And not like eating grapes, but like... Well, you said rubber cement while eating grapes.
Well, because it's charming to say it that way.
It's charming to say it that way. Everybody likes, it's like sniffing glue and having grapes.
Not just glue, rubber cement. That's a really specific smell.
Very specific. So, Denny...
Depending on your age.
Anything stand out to you on the nose?
No, I mean, Jane speaks for me. When it comes to
caramel vanilla.
Yeah. No, definitely fruity. I get, some of that spice and peppery note as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
Very nice. We'll talk about the palate and the finish. I know we got other things to drink in round 2, but we're actually at the end of round 1 already. How's that happen with you guys? I don't get it.
Because we steer you off course.
But it's fun.
But there's no course. It's your show.
I mean, it's your show, right? So we're just along for the ride. But
you guys make it fun and easy.
That's a lot of fun. Well, let's take a quick break, though. We'll get our word from our sponsors. We'll come back with more. How many drinks have I had?
Right.
Man.
Maybe not enough.
We'll come back with more with Danny Porter and Jane Bowie with Potter Jane Distillery in just a minute.
Hey, Bourbon Life listeners. It's Carrie Van Winkle from Pappy & Company. You may have heard my great-grandfather Pappy Van Winkle's famous saying, "We make fine bourbon at a profit if we can, at a loss if we must, but always fine bourbon." That commitment to quality still inspires everything we do today. It's why my sisters and I started Pappy & Company. We make products we love using in our own homes, and we hope they help you slow down, appreciate the small moments, bring a little more joy to everyday life. And we're big fans of the Bourbon Life Podcast, so we wanted to share 15% off with all of you. So use code 15BourbonLife when you check out at pappyco.com. And if you're ever in Louisville, please stop by the store. We'd love to say hello. Cheers.
So here's the thing about District 7 Social Hall. It's not just a bar, and it's definitely not just a game spot. It's one of those places you go with friends and end up staying way longer than planned. It's located in Lexington's Distillery District, just steps from the Bourbon Trail, and it's built for fun. They've got duck pin bowling, games, and a self-serve beer wall, so you can pour exactly what you want when you want it. The bar program is legit. There's a fantastic bourbon selection, great cocktails, and plenty for people who just want to hang out and sip something good. And parking? Free parking, which honestly matters more than people admit. But here's where it gets really cool. Hidden inside District 7 is Book Club, a secret wine room you'd never expect. It's quieter, moodier, and feels like a speakeasy for people who actually love wine and bourbon. Inside Book Club, they've got hard-to-find bourbons tucked away, along with a curated wine list, making it one of those if you know spots. So whether someone's coming off the bourbon trail, meeting friends for a night out, or just looking for a place that doesn't feel like cookie cutter, District 7 hits that sweet spot. Fun, social, a little unexpected, and easy to get to. Be seen, be social. District 7. All right, everybody, welcome back for Round 2 of the Bourbon Life Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and we're on location today. We are over here at Hotel Distill in Louisville. We're in the 1933 Society, which is their basement speakeasy. Man, this is gorgeous, isn't it, Matt?
This is gorgeous.
I mean, this is a place you just come and just want to hang out and take a little nap on these big leather couches, maybe.
Too nice for me.
Drink.
Have some drinks while you're here. But no, this is really, really nice. We appreciate Hotel Distill having us over here and sponsoring this week's episode with our guests. And we're having a good time. We always have a great time with these guests. We do want to thank all of our sponsors for everything they do for us, of course. We couldn't bring you the show every week without all their help and support. With that said, Matt, tell everybody who we have with us, man.
It's more like the other way around. We're sort of the guests on their show.
Exactly
anytime,
right.
right?
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
We just sit here and go, okay.
Truman Show.
Yeah.
Anytime we have Denny and Jane on, the crew from Potter Jane, we're so excited for it. So welcome on back for the second round.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming to Louisville on a Sunday to record this episode. We really appreciate that. It's a little different for us, right? Because you guys have been in the habit of coming over and hanging out in the basement studio with us, which
Being ignored by your cat.
being ignored by
just
the
gonna
cat.
say.
I know. Leo's so sad that he's not gonna get to see you guys today. So
I'm sure he's heartbroken.
he said to tell you. My wife said tell you guys hello,
Oh,
but Leo also said tell you guys hello.
Yeah,
Leo said, "I'm
Leo
so
wanted
mad
to
I can't-
swat you. And
I'm
he
not
sends
here to show my superiority over there.
he sends a couple of swats your way.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're talking about your Big Vat Liar. I just got to go back, though, and talk about the press release. The way you guys handled this. You sent the postcard, because, Jane, you had texted me, asked me if I was going to be there. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And you'd sent the postcard out, and I saw it, and I didn't really read the postcard. And I just looked at the date, and you'd texted, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be there.
You didn't take the fire extinguisher sticker off?
And then the day before, I looked at it, and I'm like, wait a second, we got to sit down. I'm reading everything and I'm looking at the fire and I'm like, okay, what's going on here, right? And I'm driving down there, honestly, the whole drive down to your distillery, I'm like, okay, then what's going on? I'm like, are they pulling our leg? Or is this something really serious that they want to talk to everybody about? And then I get there, you guys got the blue curtain like a damn state press conference, man. I was like, you got the Kentucky flag, you got the USA flag. I'm like, what the hell?
We had to borrow.
We're all over at Bethlehem High School.
We did.
And St.
Nice.
Dominic, thank you to the local Catholic schools.
We actually bought flags, but then we realized, we needed to actually iron them out and all that. We're like, oh my goodness, we can't have these in the background.
Yeah. No, and then, the guy comes out and he's like, we respectfully request that everybody just please keep your cell phones silent and and I'm like he's like all serious, like telling us basically all shut
Our
up.
quality manager.
Yeah, Josh,
And
quality manager.
I'm like, okay, what's going on? Then you guys walk out, you're in a tie, you're dressed up, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, something is bad happening here, man. Yeah. You guys, you killed it. It was so funny. And you pulled it off. You pulled it off great. So was that your guys out in California? Was that you guys? Yeah. How did you guys?
It was them, and then I think we do a lot of brainstorming with them. They come in once a year.
Yeah.
But that was them.
And they were there. They did the filming. And
they were great. Yeah.
We wrote the script with them. We practiced it. I bet we practiced it 100 times so we wouldn't laugh.
That was the whole objective.
We had to get all the giggles
out. I don't know how
out.
you could have done it, man.
Because we had laughed 1,000 times before and we were kind of tired of laughing.
Yeah, I got it.
But, and we were worried, like, what if no one comes? We're not telling them what it is. Do we need to have a couple of people in on the joke?
Yeah.
Like, we debated a lot of ways of, like, do we play this straight and none of our media friends know, or do we let one or two in? And I think they really encouraged us to play it completely straight.
Oh, yeah.
And it paid off because about half the people there thought we were going to announce like we were going under, or...
That thought crossed my mind several times on the drive down. I mean...
A lot of news around that.
Yeah.
And it had been a heavy news week on some of that, actually. Sure. And I remember, I think it was Stacy Pritchard, someone said, well, they wouldn't have like food and beer set up if that's what they were announcing. She's like, have you met them? Of course they would throw a party. Like,
that's exactly what
we're bankrupt. Let's drink. Like,
right? Yeah. We're going under. Let's get shit-faced.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we were.
Randy Pressy still is like, I'm mad at you guys. I was so stressed out about the whole thing.
He and I talked about it, because neither one of us knew. Somebody that I guess saw, these guys that monitor the TTB and the website where all the new labels are or whatever. And I guess, you got to get the label approval, but you guys had done that months and months ago. Yeah. But somebody said, I knew that they had label approval, so I knew something. And I'm like, I didn't know that. It's not like I get on TTB's website and look at new labels coming down the road 6 months from now. So no, I was convinced. I was like, damn it.
You guys,
this is not good news.
You guys were a great sport. And then hopefully it didn't feel, we always worry about wasting people's time. So like,
oh, not at all.
Springfield's far, but, and then, we reshot with the audience scene, and you guys got to be like actors and the whole thing.
Yell at you guys and boo and hiss and everything and yell at you. That was so much fun. You guys pulled that off. I mean, that was great. In true Denny and Jane style, man. You guys knocked it out. But what a fun way to lean into it, because, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably had at least some concern thinking, okay, we were very adamant, we're not going to source. We're not going to do this. And then you make the decision to source. So I'm sure you're thinking, okay, there could be some people that are going to push back. Here's the thing, in my mind, we love you guys, and we always want you guys to do what's best for you guys. And that's not, in my mind, I can never be pissed because you guys are going to source whiskey. I mean, it's what you do. You make whiskey, whether you buy it and blend it or whether you make it yourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it didn't make a difference. But I guess there may be some people out there that for some reason...
Oh, yeah. I mean, some people, like with the press conference, like they just didn't get it. We caught some flack that we're making fun of the industry. We're doing this. We're doing that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I feel like once you have haters, you've really arrived.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, what's great though is...
I'm kind of surprised to hear that though.
Yeah, but what's great is, because I am somebody, it is very difficult for me not to respond. To things like that,
sure.
right?
I'm very surprisingly. You think it'd be the opposite?
Surprisingly,
I think
I'm really
Jane
good. Would be like,
I don't give a fuck if people like me.
Okay.
But it's neat because people that truly do know us, come to your defense, and it's not even a defense; it's more explaining.
Well, sure, right?
There's even things about Big Vat Liar that I'm hearing that it's like that is so that is not right, it's incorrect. But you just, most people that know us, or you take the time to kind of look, you're going to know that. We definitely take whiskey very seriously. We've been at it a long time.
Right.
I'm in my 29th year. Jane is in her 20th year.
Yeah.
Which is, like, no joke, individually and then collectively, more than most of the people that are in the industry. And one of the things that, our goal is to have fun. If you cannot have fun making whiskey, then find something else to do.
Yeah.
And it is serious. I mean, because it's incredible financials and economics involved.
Yeah.
And all of those things are very heavy. But,
the team, it's people's
but making
livelihood.
it, and then tasting it and celebrating it and having those occasions with other people. If you can't have fun with that, and if you can't make fun of yourselves and a lot of that, then whatever. That's just not us. Like, we're just not going to do things that way. And you're going to see that. You see it in our label with Big Vat Liar. You probably see it in our social media. It's rare that our social media has anything to do with making whiskey. And we have no real objective with social media outside of just being dumb, stupid, and
normally it's Denny's nagged us into doing something, so we just
95%
finally do it.
of our creative when it comes to social media. And we've got some fun stuff, some crazy stuff lined up that's going to be coming out as well.
You should see what doesn't make it on.
I can only imagine.
When I bring these ideas up, usually it's the more she hates it, the more I know we're going to do it. So.
Now, the thing that impressed me too at the conference, because you guys announced the pricing on this, and it was like $49, right? Under
$49.99. It's $50.
$50, yeah.
Denny's always like, it's less than $50. I'm like, it's $49.99.
They don't even make pennies anymore, Denny. So fuck yeah, it's $50, all right, dude?
It's recommended retail. I've seen it more than that, and I've seen it less than that. But our recommended retail is right at $50.
And that's huge. I mean, that's right at 7-year-old bourbon. And you see 7-year-old bourbons that people are selling on the shelves for $150+ which is, in my mind, kind of crazy. But I'm not knocking anybody for doing that. But at the same time, when you guys announced that, I was like, man, I mean, that's legit. I mean,
we want people to drink it. I mean, we do not make whiskey to sit on a shelf and collect dust. Like, I get it. But, we feel like we've got a point of view. We do think the liquid brings some different things that maybe you don't get anywhere else.
Sure.
And we want people, it's at a price point. Maybe it's a little too much to be a daily drinker, but it's not far off from that. So
I don't know, not at all. I mean, $50. That's
it's in it. We make enough money to keep the project funded.
Yeah,
and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah,
good. And to go eat at Cracker Barrel twice a month. Killing it.
Killing it.
It's right. It's for the foreseeable future. It's Kentucky only.
Okay.
We're big believers in supporting. I mean, growing up in the school of Bill Samuels.
Yeah.
Feet on the street, man. Like bars, butts in the seats at the bars. Like, you better be supporting whatever product, because if you're not doing it, no one's going to do it for you.
Right.
So, because we're old and tired and not cool enough to be in bars 5 nights a week right now,
I am 73. So.
Yeah, right?
No, in 5 years you're 70.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
yeah. Was that
you're 66, 65.
So it's Kentucky only for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So we're having fun, like, getting back out into the state.
Oh, I'm sure it
visiting
has to
stores, seeing people.
It's got to be almost like a shot in the arm, right? To be able, because you can only do so much when you got and you have your distillate pour up. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes, because you get some 16-month-old here. But it's just got to be fun to be able to get out with a product that you can sell and that you put your heart and soul and work into, even though you didn't distill it. You still spend a lot of time and effort to make something that's feasible. And this is your 3rd batch of it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you put the first one out during Bourbon Week in June?
Middle of June.
Yeah.
And then we bottled the second one early
July.
Gotcha.
And then we just bottled this on Friday.
Now, Matt, I think you had a question that you wanted
Friday,
to ask,
that's right, Friday.
didn't you?
I know I'm right.
It does say Friday. Actually,
it is.
It
was Friday.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't just say Friday, but the date.
The date.
Yeah.
The date lines up with Friday.
Bottled on Friday.
It says this Friday.
Yeah.
We should
That's
do
all
that.
it says. That's funny. That's
bottled on Friday.
That's what Danny Porter would
Porter would
do.
Yeah.
You guys have some great ideas.
This is bottled on Friday.
That's going on the Ideal Wall, too. That's good. That's so good.
I'd love to see the Ideal Wall.
Yeah.
But so will this always be the same distillate that you're sourcing, or from the same place that you're getting it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, our objective really from day one with this project, the sourcing and the vatting, was we want this to live in our portfolio forever. This isn't it's not a one-time deal. It's not we'll do this until our distillate and, our matured whiskey is ready to be bottled. Like, we do see this living in our portfolio forever for a lot of different reasons, and one being it gives you a lot of creativity outside of, what happens within your distillery. So to answer your question, yes, at some point we will use some of our liquid in this process. But I also see, areas where we can go and source from our friends and other distilleries, because it's an incredible blending opportunity to bring new liquid in that different ages, different aging profiles, mash bills, all the things. So, I mean, I see us truly sourcing for this forever, And
the original idea was to have different base whiskeys, and I think we decided it would be easier to learn the vatting process and those levers with one product to start,
Yeah.
and then build the complexity. But I think this particular label brand lets us have this playground to go do a lot of fun things.
Absolutely.
While, you know, what we're getting ready to taste is why we mortgaged the house and the bread and butter and everything is about this. So it's we're able to scratch a couple of itches, I think, having both of these things now.
Nice. So let's talk about what we got poured up in this second glass here. What do we have?
So this is some of our first distillate that we did when we fired up in March of last year. So this is our oldest stuff. It's 16 months old. We brought 2 samples. We brought a bourbon wheat and also a bourbon rye.
Okay.
They're both at 16 months old. So this is the bourbon wheat. It's around 110 proof because that's our entry proof on barrels. So it's somewhere in that 109 to 111 range at this point. We are very encouraged by this. Like, you know, you guys know the industry. I mean, it's one of those things that you can't just wait till it's 6 or 7 years old and then be like, oh, you know, we missed the mark on that one, so let's go back and start all over. So all you can do is have faith and trust in the process that you're doing things the right way. Like, one is on the design, right? Like, you know, a big part of the design of the distillery, there was more that went into what we shouldn't do rather than what we should do. So, you know, there's a lot of things like that, controlling the grain that comes in and the quality of the grain. So if you know you've got good grain coming in, you're starting out at a good place. And then, you know, we've already talked about mashing and fermentation, all that. But then you taste the distillate that comes off and it's like, all right, that's good. Yeah. All right, we're moving in the right direction. Like, we still don't know where it's going to end up 6-7 years from now. But, you know, and obviously tying back into the design and how we're doing things even on the maturation side, then it's just tasting these every so often. And it's really just validating and giving you more confidence in that you're moving in the right direction. But you still don't know. I mean, one of the debates we're having right now is, you know, what do we lean heavier into? A bourbon wheat recipe, a bourbon rye recipe? Do we blend those together at the end and call them a 4-grain? Like, who knows? Like, we really don't know. I mean, we have a lot of discussions and we're getting ready to kick off a lot of work because these will be, you know, Potter Jane liquids. We don't know if we're going to call it Potter Jane. We don't know if it's going to be Potter Jane wheated bourbon or if it's going to be, you know, pick a brand name by Potter Jane. Like, we've got to figure all this stuff
Danny
out.
Porter's favorite.
We've tweaked a lot. I mean, we've tweaked backset percentage. We just upped our corn. We just changed our mash. We proclaimed a little bit. Just a little bit. But, like, the truth is, to Denny's point, we have about 200 years experience under the roof at Potter Jane. So it's not just the two of us in our 50 years.
Yeah.
We have a team that has been in this industry a long time. And they're very talented people who are the best at what they do. So we get all those brains in a room and we say, okay, here's what the sensory is telling us.
Yeah.
Here's what the science is telling us. Now we're going to use the experience to make the best decision we can in this moment based on what these years have taught us, but our gut says, and that's the best you can do, because to Denny's point, you don't really know, but that's where I think experience can really trump a lot of things in our world, because you've seen it, you've tasted it, you've lived. Jeremy Fletcher, right? He's our warehouse manager, 26 years in the industry. He understands what a warehouse should smell like. He understands what those barrels look like coming out. He understands, right?
Yeah.
So talking to him like, hey, we think these aisle and what this is happening here in XYZ is a good indicator. He's like, absolutely. I can tell you a story and I remember XYZ. Wow. So it's not just us making decisions in a vacuum. Like, we feel really good about the brains and palates we have helping shape the future of Potter Jane.
Yeah, that's awesome to have that much experience with you guys. And I think, you know, it helps you guys because, it is your investment. It is your names. But at the same time, you don't have to operate in that vacuum. It's not just you two. You do have all that wealth of experience and knowledge. And one thing I was going to ask you, and I think you mentioned this when you did the press conference, talking about being able to source from other brand, like actually willing to help and allow you to utilize their stuff. I mean, that kind of speaks volumes too, as to how people feel about you guys, I would think, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean,
you know,
with our years of experience, I mean, we do know a lot of people.
Sure.
I don't think we've burned many bridges, if any.
Which
you know,
is kind of shocking.
I mean, with you,
More
absolutely.
so with you,
yeah,
Jane.
I mean, 1,000,000%. Are you? Holy smokes, Miss Polarizing. Yeah, I mean, I think people know that we're, fairly genuine, and I think what helps us, honestly, is, we've set out to do this. I think we talked about it on the last podcast, but, we have a generational outlook. That's all we want to do. We want to build something that's going to be around after we're out of the game, and, whether it's our kids, my kids, or Jane's daughter, or, however that works. But it's really more about the community side of it and building a distillery, because these are good jobs with good benefits and, and all of the things. So I think when people understand what your motivations are, and then you're networked like that, we do have access and to interesting people, interesting liquid. And a lot of times people call us. I mean, it's not even really us going out and searching, but it's pretty easy to pick up the phone and have a conversation with somebody, and you're usually going to get, some reciprocation back. And
nice.
So
I also think that when you know there are people, and I would say most of the people in our industry are like this, that want to leave the industry better than they found it, or they want to help make it better and greater. And it is quite a collaborative industry. The bourbon industry is unique in that way, and I know we've talked about this before, but it is really amazing to think how close we all are when you look at Kentucky for the most part, how much we do want to help each other, how much we do, lean on each other. So I feel like, it's goodwill, and it comes back to you for the most part. Not everybody's like that, but the majority are.
Yeah, that's good. Well, guys, we're at the end of round 2, believe it or not, but we need to talk about this whiskey. I mean, like, I look at how did that happen? So, Matt, you know me, I always ask you, what do you pick up on this 16-month-old wheated bourbon?
The nose is good and bready. You get a lot of the wheat really comes through. There's not too much barrel domination, although I do like the colors. Looks good for 16 months. So this great looking color on it. Good bready, kind of toasted note. There's a little touch of fruit, some cinnamon as well. The palate especially, I think, is quite sweet. A lot of that cinnamon, a lot of heat on the back end of it as well. I think it drinks really well. I know I skipped through the
No, that's fine.
There,
no, I was going to say, talk about the palate and finish, because I love the sweetness to it, but that spice, like Matt said, kind of a cinnamon spice that punches through on that as well. Easy drink. I mean, so 110 entry proof. Are you doing that with all your distillate? Is that kind of
most all of it? Yes.
Okay, so not just the wheated. I mean,
correct. Yeah, our bourbon rye is also.
The bourbon rye.
We've got a sample of that too, if you guys want to try it.
Okay.
really oily.
Yeah,
I would recommend whether we try it on the podcast or afterwards. You're going to want to try it.
But it is oil. I mean, I agree. The mouthfeel on this. I mean, there's something really. Yeah, it's very nice.
Well, we. This would have come off the still. This had gone through our doubler. We have the doubler thumper hybrid we talked about on the last episode. This would have been through the doubler, 6-day fermentation. So, 130 proof off the still. So you are getting heavier congeners, more viscosity. Mouthfeel is something we care a lot about.
Yeah, right.
And then this has been sitting on the second floor. So you're not even talking extreme environment for it. It's window side, west facing if you want to get real specific.
Yeah.
But so second floor, like it's, this is a whiskey that's got a long way to go in its life versus getting up into those upper floors. You're going to have something totally different.
Yeah, but it's not, because you pick out the corn, the sweetness from the corn, obviously, but you get, like Matt said, that bready wheat kind of aroma comes through, but that spiciness from that cinnamon comes through as well. But the color, even at 16 months, and that's kind of impressive to be on a second floor and being. I mean, it's picking up nice color, but the viscosity, the oiliness, really, really nice for sure.
We're encouraged. The bones are good.
Yeah.
It just
Love
needs
the mouthfeel on this.
complexity. Like there's not a lot there yet.
So now, can we tell another lie? Are we going to wait till 8 years to release this, or are we going to go once it hits 4, we're going to be like, hell yeah, move it out?
We're going to bring Kentuckians along.
Okay.
On the journey is the plan.
Okay.
So we plan to release a 4-year-old, but stair-step it to get to that 7-ish summers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ideally, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows when the whiskey's going to hit peak maturity? We don't know that.
Right.
Yeah, we produced enough in year one with the thought of releasing in that 4 to 5 year window. But then the next year, it'll be a 5 to 6. And then the next year. So we won't continue with that 4 to 5.
Gotcha.
We'll just move it, stair step it up. So it's all coming from that first year's production, and then we'll have the production behind it
that follows.
So I mean, I think the idea it changes every time.
Yeah.
We talk about this because Jane keeps moving it up.
You're welcome, listeners.
Originally,
welcome.
flagship was 6 to 9. Now she's saying 7 to 10. But
Actually,
we got to see.
Friday I said 8 to 12. So I don't.
This is
mercy.
Yeah. Because I mean, the other piece to this too is, we are price conscious. So we want, again, if you have a generational mindset, you got to study the heritage distilleries and how they've survived and how they've kept going throughout the years. And all of them have 1 or 2 products that are good quality products for an affordable price. So even our flagship in that, I'll go back. I mean, I'm going to start going the other way in that 5 to 7 year range. Will be a less than a $35 bottle of bourbon. And that's the plan.
But
now,
I
again,
do want to
that's 6
explain
years from now,
though, and this is a whole separate podcast, but there are economics when you source, right?
Sure.
And you have to have someone bottle, and you have to have and the care some of these NDPs take on the blending and these blending small barrel batches is freaking hard. There's nowhere for bad quality to hide.
Yeah.
So I do think there's price point on some of these source products that maybe consumers don't always understand how the price ends up the price, but it's a real price based on the effort and what went into. I think it's different when you own a distillery. The math is very different.
Well, and we bottle Big Vat Liar ourselves. So I mean, economically that helps as well.
Sure.
We
It's
Frankenstein
expensive.
the lines.
I mean, I don't know how some NDPs do it, through sourcing liquid and then having to pay people to bottle. It adds up quick. And then all the taxes on top of it. And
again, separate podcast, but I do think it's not apples to apples comparison when you start talking about what things cost on a shelf.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, guys, let's take a quick break. We're at the end of round 2 here. We'll sip on this bourbon rye during the break a little bit. But we'll come back with more with Denny and Jane from Potter Jane Distillery in just a minute.
Welcome to the kitchen table at James B. Beam Distilling Company, where every visit is a celebration of tradition and flavor. Did you know that the kitchen table is nestled right within the heart of the distillery? That's right. You can experience the essence of James B. Beam's legacy while savoring their delectable dishes. Join them every Wednesday through Sunday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a culinary journey like no other. Planning a special event? Let the kitchen table be your host, creating unforgettable memories for you and your guests. For more information and reservations, visit beamdistilling.com. The kitchen table at James B. Beam Distilling Company. Come as a friend, leave as family.
All right, everybody, welcome back for round 3 of the Bourbon Life Podcast. I'm your host, Mark, and we're on location today. We're having a good time, if you can't already tell. We are at Hotel Distill. We're in the basement, their basement speakeasy called the 1933 Society. Beautiful location. I've never been here before. We appreciate them inviting us over and sponsoring this week's episode. So thank you to Hotel Distill and the 1933 Society. If you guys want to check it out, make a reservation, come over. You don't have to be a member of anything special to get in here, but they do suggest that you make a reservation. Come and check it out. We checked out the menu earlier. The drink menu looks awesome, and this space is just gorgeous. Wouldn't you say, Matt?
I sure would.
Absolutely. Matt's going to come back for sure, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Matt's going to be here. Matt, we're having a good time, man. So why don't you tell everybody who we have with us?
I will tell them. Sadly, for the third and final round here. In the
Sadly, I know, right? We're having a good time. We're going to go like 6 rounds. Forget it.
That's right.
F this. We're going to keep going.
We're up for that.
Yeah.
We've got Denny Potter and Jane Bowie from Potter Jane Distilling Company, or Distillery, if you will, back on from the third round here.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
We're all like kind of sedate, like it's dark down here. It's cool.
It's like super chill. It's
nice.
awesome.
I know.
The
it's like
temperature's perfect.
it's she came down and she's like, it's so cold. I'm like, no, it is not so cold. I'm like, it's 98 degrees outside.
Yeah,
This
I want to
feels
drink in here. It looks like a great place to
just to chill and drink.
to have some cocktails with friends and laugh in a corner and
The couches.
Yeah.
Look, the chair. I mean, everything.
it's very well done.
Absolutely.
It's speakeasy, but it's not like annoying.
Not
speakeasy.
stuffy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like they've gone over the top to
No,
make it.
you can still
like-
read the menu.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
It's
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
So
it's super well done.
have to come over here. And I think, come over and have dinner. Denny, you need to come to the steakhouse and actually have
will?
dinner.
My parents live 4 blocks down, so
Do they
I have
really?
zero reason not
okay.
to
Repeal,
come.
is that the name? It's
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah. That's the steak tartare. Only place that I'll eat steak tartare is here, but their bone marrow. Yeah.
Stop. That doesn't translate well when we're recording. It's just weird.
You're weird.
You're making us very weird.
Jane's a bone marrow
Well,
fan.
you're probably going to bring up my OnlyFans site too. It gets even weirder after that.
Danny Porter's only yeah.
Listen,
Look at my feet.
when times get desperate for Potter Jane,
There you go.
I've thought of some other revenue streams, and I suspect there's a lot of weird kinks for what master distillers can do with their feet. So
Oh, absolutely.
I got a
Get
whole
ready.
plan.
Get ready, Danny.
I could throw a baseball with my foot.
Now you're making it weird.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Now it's kind of weird. Anyway, let's talk about whiskey. Happy you guys are here with us.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Up until the last 10
Fifth and
seconds.
final episode.
Gosh, would you look at that? It's already time to wrap it up today. Gosh, that was quick. So you guys brought something super special. Let's talk about what we got here.
So I had a friend call from Chicago. Her great uncle had passed. I'm going to get this story wrong, but they were cleaning out his basement. They found an old trunk and they opened it up, and there were 3 cases of this Kentucky straight bourbon called Old Stonegate. And the Google told her nothing, so she texted me. I reached out to a few people. We come to find out it was a regional brand.
Okay.
Her great uncle had owned a restaurant in Chicago, and this was his house brand.
Oh, okay.
And which we've got more details on the whole story. I've got a call with the great aunt next week, actually.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah. And so it was distilled in 63, bottled in 73. I guess we're allowed to say it was Heaven Hill.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it was Heaven Hill, 10-year-old, 86 proof.
So dark.
It's perfectly preserved. We've
Yes.
done enough of, we've tasted it enough to know.
Enough analysis.
We've had a bottle or two.
But do you want to talk a little bit about, like, one, it was something fun to buy, but it also was kind of a reminder of, like, why we went.
It was a reminder, but so I reached out to Max Shapira because you can figure out obviously that Heaven Hill did it, and that's they're a big part of a lot of regional brands and things like that.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing about I took a picture of the bottle, but also the cases, and the cases were inside, right? This container or this
It was an old army trunk from World War
an old
I.
army trunk.
Oh, wow.
But the coolest thing about it is when you pull these cases out, the case print from 1973 is perfect. And I mean perfect. And so the first thing that Max said coming back, he goes, yes, we did that. And he goes, look at that case print, which is exactly what I thought when I saw it. Anybody that's ever involved in bottling, like, you appreciate a good case print on
And
the
then
case.
didn't you offer him a bottle? And he said, I don't need a bottle, but if you've got the case, I'll take it.
He was like, I don't need a bottle, but yeah, save that case. I might take that case.
Max.
Oh, wow. Okay. Absolutely. Sure, Max.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is, obviously this falls in the category of a Dusty. We're very lucky to get our hands on it.
Yeah.
We have 2 cases of it. We've already drank 1 case. And it's just a really good reminder of, how obviously there are changes that occurred in the bottle over all these years. But at the same time, the lower proof at 86.
Yeah.
Just the mouthfeel, how flavorful it is. It's got a lot of those cherry notes. It's very, it can be very sweet. Like, it's just an incredible liquid that reminds us of, why we fell in love with bourbon many years ago, right?
Yeah.
And has influenced, even though we had already, put this into the design of the distillery, how we make whiskey, right? And there's a lot of, we have some theories on why this at 86 proof is as good as anything that you'll taste, right?
Yeah.
Versus, the industry has definitely moved into a higher proof.
Yep, absolutely.
Type genre, for a lot of different reasons. And we love high proof stuff. Most of the stuff that I have is high proof. But, you've got some good theories
I was
on.
gonna say, are you taking my theories?
No,
and
God
playing
bless
them
you.
as
No,
their own?
you
Stealing
threw
your
me a
thunder.
softball.
No,
I
I
am
meant more
teeing
like
it up for you.
I meant more like I think some of our distilling and production philosophies. We were talking about this in the break. I never want to say we're traditional because I don't.
Yeah.
I think we love flavor, so I think we choose to optimize flavor where we can. And so a lot of the old school fundamentals of mashing and fermentation and they've gone by the wayside as the industries had to get more output. So I think for us, we wanted to go not back to those things, but we just wanted to do the fundamentals really well to put all the flavor back in. And this bottle of whiskey is a good example of that. The proof part, and this is purely, I've done no research on this, but for me, it's like I think we've gone to these higher proofs as a flavor lever because I don't believe bourbons have the same depth of flavor that they
makes
used
sense.
to.
Yeah.
So the proof gives you an idea that there's, but like this 86 proof is packed full of flavor.
Absolutely.
And it's been sitting in a bottle for over 53 years.
Yeah.
So there's something to that, right?
Sure. And that's what we talked about before we started because, we poured it up and it's like there's just something about these older whiskeys, these dusties, that just stand out. They're just so different. Even at that lower proof, I've got a bottle of, what's that? Seagram's Benchmark bottle that I have. It's a 1975.
Oh, wow.
But it's just, and I think it was 8 years old maybe, but it's just, that same, like totally different than what today's bourbon noses and tastes like. And I just don't understand, but that's a great, I never thought about that in terms of turning up the proof to capture that loss of flavor from whatever has changed in the fundamentals. So you capture that flavor by upping the proof, and it triggers that
perception of
flavor versus an 86. Because drinking this 86 proof is like, holy crap.
Well, I'll say, when our product is 5 or 6 years old, and this is the flavor we get at 86 proof, you best believe we're releasing at 86 proof, right?
Right. Yeah.
Which is so counter to what we're seeing now. And who knows? I think we'll be able to prove this theory, just because of, how we're designed and making whiskey and all the other things. And don't get me wrong, there is bottle age that occurs that adds a little bit of that funk and it's just a really cool.
Softens the tannins.
So there is a lot of that goes on. So
there's no astringency with this at all.
You can't disregard that. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
We will, and I think there's no flabby thinness to this whiskey. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'm guessing they chose 86 proof because Flock and Haze, was that just a traditional proof? I don't know. But anyway, it's delicious. We feel grateful we stumbled into 2 cases of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we feel fortunate that you decided to share some of it with us.
You like
perfect
it?
people to share
yeah,
with.
absolutely. Matt, what do you think?
Yeah. Nothing not to like about it.
Yeah, knows everything. It's like that fruitiness. Jane, you had that tasting note, that kind of rubber cement.
Yeah, it's an acetone.
It's an acetone. And after
grapes.
you said it, I was, and grapes, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, it does. It reminds me of being a kid, and that whiff of that. Not off-putting because, it brings that fruit with it, like you said. But even on the palate, there's just, I can't explain it at 86 proof because anything in that 80 to 90 range, typically you taste it and it's like, okay, was there something there?
Yeah. It's thin.
Yeah. Did I taste something? And this is no.
Well, and even with these bottles, because a lot of times you'll get a bottle that hasn't been opened, but it's a dusty or whatever, but you'll see that evaporation has occurred in the bottle. But this fill height was perfect. Because of the way that these cases were inside a trunk and not in
a basement.
in a basement.
Yeah.
It's perfectly, every bottle we have is, a perfect fill height and everything else. So you feel like you get a real good representation of what that liquid tasted like back in '73 when they bottled it. So. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, we're glad we have it.
I'm going to be sad when it's gone.
We are, I'd say, slowly whittling away at our stock, but it's a little quicker than slow.
Whiskey's made to be drunk
with
friends
and
with good conversation, and we could all be dead tomorrow, so it's fine.
In your conversation, if they still have that third case, we might need to.
I told them to drink it as a family, and I hope they did just that.
What if they're tequila drinkers?
Yeah, maybe they're wine drinkers.
Yeah,
I'm talking to her next week.
Well, I think
they
we
like
need
beer.
to make a play.
Maybe they don't even care about whiskey. So maybe you could just tell her. Some people that would take it off their hands.
Us?
Yeah, quite potentially. But I mean, I can't get over that. And we tasted your bourbon rye. Off air during the break as well, and guys, I'm just telling you that was pretty phenomenal. I mean, honestly, 16 months. That you mentioned that people at the festival yesterday were telling you, yeah, you should bottle this, and even Matt and I think we're both like, this is something we would drink right now at 16 months old, which sounds weird to say for a bourbon, but yeah, man, you guys have.
That's awesome, and that's super complimentary. That means a lot to us.
Yeah,
and we'll be obviously, we're doing the Bardstown Bourbon Festival. We're doing Bourbon on the Banks in Frankfurt, and so we'll be pouring this up too. So anybody that's interested, we're not planning to sell it. We're not planning to do anything with it. But if you come to those, or you come see us at Potter Jane at the distillery, you will be able to taste it. And we would love everybody's feedback, because it just, again, it's, we had talked a little bit about imposter syndrome and all that, and you do all these things, and you're just like, are we just fucking talking to ourselves, and we're our biggest cheerleaders, and we're living in this bubble.
I am not your
and
biggest.
We're not. And it's the best and worst thing about having a partner, right? Especially somebody like Jane, and me for her as well.
Yeah.
But you do it's important to get that feedback, and also hearing, and we get definitely a little bit of feedback on some of the things we do that you don't necessarily want to hear, but at the end of the day, we feel like we're going in the right direction, and it helps to hear people say that, because we always think we're fucking up, always. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think maybe it keeps us on our toes. Maybe it's just one of those things that it's just how we're wired, and it keeps you motivated.
Are like that.
Yeah,
but
something I just thought about. I mean, I'm kind of curious, because talking about we're not going to source. We're going to have our own distillate, and it's going to be X years old, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, do you feel like now that you've crossed that bridge and you've done the Big Vat Liar, I mean, does it feel like a sense of pressure or sense of whatever? Do you feel like that's kind of lifted now, that you feel like you're free to roam about and do your thing?
I think it takes the pressure off of having to have an exact understanding of when Potter Jane. It buys us, I wouldn't even say time, but it allows us to really start planning the next 10 years and understanding the portfolio, understanding what we're going to do. And we're really proud of Big Vat Liar. The world didn't fall apart because we sourced a whiskey. And it's as dramatic as it sounds, in our minds, it was just not even a compromise, but something we just were.
Well, you've been talking about vatting from when we were still at Makers. I mean, that's been an idea of yours for a long time.
But it's not why we mortgaged the houses.
No.
We mortgaged the houses for Potter Jane liquid, right?
Sure.
But it eases the pressure in a way too, because the easiest thing in the world is to make whiskey. I know it doesn't sound like that, but the hardest thing is to distribute it and sell it. So this allows us to have something where we're working those networks, we're aligned with the distributor, we're getting out and about, we're doing the on-premise work, the off-premise work, and we've realized that we are old, and we probably need to expand the team when it comes to this side of the business. But it really does. It's not this incredible pressure to oh my God, our Potter Jane juice is ready, so we got to align with the distributor. We need to make sure we're in these accounts.
Yeah. Right.
This is and because we're Kentucky only and plan to be Kentucky only with this, that it does give you a little bit of freedom and confidence that, okay, we will figure this out. And by the time the Potter Jane liquid is ready, we're kind of taking off and running a little bit.
Sure.
But we'll never sprint. We're not sprinters. Look at me, right? I am not a sprinter. Right?
We'll leave that to Matt.
Yeah, we'll let Matt sprint for us.
Not change the subject, but speaking of on-premise, we were in Lexington a couple of weeks ago. Have y'all been, since they changed up the menu at 310, have y'all been there?
No.
Am I allowed to talk about this on the podcast?
You can talk about whatever you want
you
to.
You can edit me
out.
out.
I'm not worried about it.
It's Jonathan Lundy.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Pan-Asian. And so it's tiki drinks, and then it's like shared bites with all this Asian flair. It is so freaking fun. And they were our first on-premise account for Big Vat Liar.
Were they really? Okay.
Yeah.
Which it's weird tiki. The bar, Rafe.
Rafe, yeah.
Yeah. Makes, oh my gosh. And I don't like Boulevardiers. I don't like anything in the Campari Aperol family. Like, get out of here. He made this Big Vat Liar Boulevardier with Aperol and the strawberry vermouth. You would love it, Matt.
That sounds delicious.
You would lose your mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and then he did this big, like, shareable tiki drink.
Yeah,
with
we
Big
looked like
Vat
we were
Liar.
on a date.
Yeah, we've got pictures. It's like
Got two big straws.
Yeah, two straws and a fishbowl.
It was like today's version of a 1950s malt.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Anyway.
But that's fun. Like, seeing how people are already
interpreting.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And I think, it's been that part. We're rusty, but like,
we're rusty, but that brings
people have
joy
been nice
too. I mean,
to
there are a lot of good reasons to have this product out, and you know, it's fun, and we're having fun with it, and the team loves it. You know, there again, you know, we've got a distillery team too that they're so proud of what we're doing, and now we've got a product that they help vat. Right, they're the ones transferring, they're the ones bottling, they're doing all of it, and they're like our number one account in the state of Kentucky is Long Branch Liquors in Springfield, Kentucky. And you know, Terry is the name of it.
Drinking there's an experience.
You guys come to Springfield. We're going to go there and have some drinks in the liquor store. We're going to sit in lawn chairs right in the middle of it.
All for it.
And it's amazing. But it's because, you know, the town's proud, the employees are proud to have something that they can take to their family reunions or on vacation, and they're like, look what we're doing. I mean, we've
really gotten off track, haven't we?
No, not at all.
You started it. God bless.
We're having it's a good conversation it's not just about the liquid, it's about what it means to you guys and your employees and the people. I mean,
well put,
what this all means to you guys, coming from, you know, we're never going to source, to having this and making that commitment and doing it, but the impact that it's having now on you guys and the people that work with you, and the pride that everybody has around that. I mean, I think that's very relevant to understand it. Nobody feels a sense of, oh my gosh, I can't believe we did this. I mean, you know?
Right.
So,
or the, oh man, we've got another 3 or 4 years before we're going to release anything. I wonder how it's going to be received. Like we're kind of living that, and they're seeing it. And because they put a ton of trust into Jane and I.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Like, you know, they left great jobs. Most of them left jobs at other, you know, distilleries that have been around for a long time and have a proven track record. And so I think it's also helpful where they can see that, hey, you know, they're out there, you know, they're pounding the pavement. We've, with their help, helped construct, you know, a good liquid that people enjoy. And I think it's just, there are a lot of good things about it. And, you know, we don't regret it. I don't regret saying in the beginning that we were never going to source. That's just how we felt at the time. Like, it just didn't feel right. It wasn't going to be right.
It was the truth in that moment.
And it's fine. There's never been anything wrong with sourcing, ever. I mean, even at Heaven Hill, I mean, we've helped create some, you know, they helped create some incredible brands.
We just tasted one.
Just through sourcing. Right. And there's always going to be a place for that. Like, not everybody should have or own or run a distillery.
I don't recommend it at all.
I don't remember. Shit, if we could go back, I mean, we'd still do it. But you know, it's fun seeing kind of both of those worlds come together and how we can help out on this end. But then on the other end, you know, we are sourcing, right? So not only are we, you know, making whiskey and some of it's for other people, but we're actually buying whiskey and doing this Big Vat Liar. So it's pretty cool.
So as your product continues to age and before you release it, will Big Vat Liar be a continual iteration? That's going to be the primary. Will there be other extensions or other things, you think, or will it just be the Big Vat Liar
not that
until
we're planning.
you're okay? All right.
Not that we're planning. We would like to let people come in and like blend and vat their own.
Yeah, I think that's an important. Yeah.
But that we're actually gonna
Trialing that this week.
Yeah,
Today's Sunday and Friday is part of the week. So, this week. I know you were looking to correct me, but I am correcting this.
You're on one.
Man.
I mean, you're taking pot shots at me every now and then.
Potter shots at him.
Porter shots.
Porter shots at him. Come on.
Sounds like you're in a toilet.
Oh, God.
But
Okay, idea wall.
yeah, no,
gosh.
I don't think there will be other brands.
Okay. All right.
Coming out.
Okay.
I think, it takes a lot of energy.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
to do one
that.
thing.
Yeah.
And again, come from the Maker's Mark school of like,
Right.
this is the thing, rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, there may be some fun tweaks with Big Vat Liar, but there will not be another brand
I gotcha.
until our juice.
Till you're ready.
And again, we don't know what that's going to be called. Any ideas, listeners, let us know. But we trust the creative team to come up with that. That is not our lane.
I was going to say, that's...
But it is. But Big Vat Liar does give us an avenue, like Jane said. I mean, it's not a single barrel program, but if we can figure out how to do it, it's fun to bring people in. If Bourbon Life wanted to come in and do a blending scenario, you're not committed to doing a barrel. If you just wanted 3 cases, right?
Yeah.
We could do it. And more than likely we could do it, because it's already vatting and ready to go, we could probably do it and bottle it before you even left that day. So there's some, which is kind of a fill your own bottle idea.
Yeah.
Right.
But, there's blending. And so we're piloting that this week. And we'll see where it goes. But, because it's a big commitment for people to buy a barrel. So if we can figure out how to do, less than that, whether it's, 10 cases or 5 cases, then could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, believe it or not, we're at the end.
I believe it. I'm exhausted.
Wow. Okay, Jane.
From Denny, not you guys.
Okay,
You guys
all
are
right.
delightful.
Trust me, directed completely at me.
Man. So before we wrap it up, though, and thanks again for sharing this old Stonegate. This is delicious. Absolutely delicious. So any final thoughts before we wrap it up here? Jane?
No, I just thank you guys for pushing the industry every day. And thank you guys, everyone listening, for loving bourbon.
Yeah.
So cheers.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, a similar
Danny?
vein. I mean, we've been on your podcast multiple times, and we love it. It's so easy. Like, we don't even need the cameras and the microphones, right? Like, it's just a conversation. And it's fun, and we're glad you guys have been a big part of how we've gotten to where we are today, but it's even more exciting to where we might be 5 or 10 years from now doing this again, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
Thank you guys,
You
and
guys
thank
are
everybody
awesome.
that listens.
Well, thank you guys, and thanks again for meeting us here in Louisville for this. I know we had to reschedule from earlier or last month because of the weather, but thank you guys for coming down. I'm glad you realized that I was still alive. And
I was so worried about you. I was so worried.
Not like you to not respond
I was
to
like,
the
do I
text. So
text
it was,
Anita?
oh my
Like,
God,
what
I'm
do
so
I do?
sorry about that.
and we're like, well, we're still going.
We're
So
still
we'll
going,
see.
damn it. Either he's alive, he's dead. We're still going to
Either
hotel
way,
Distill
we'll either
today.
do a podcast or be at the hospital.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Matt, any final thoughts before we wrap it up, man?
The pleasure is always ours, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thanks again so much. Always so much fun hanging out with you guys. I mean, whether it's in our basement or at your place or here in the 1933 Society, it's just always fun. And I mean, Denny, I think you made a great point. We don't have to have the microphones and the cameras. It's good to have them here because other people can participate and listen to the conversation. But I think anytime we're all together, we just have fun. We just have a great conversation, and it's always about good friends and good drinks and good whiskey. And you guys are doing a great job. Congratulations on what you're doing. Congratulations for taking that step. I know it was big for you guys to make that decision to do that with Big Vat Liar, but I'm thrilled for you guys. I'm glad you did it, and now I feel like we can all just go, okay, now we're moving along, right?
Moving along.
But what you guys are laying down is great. That bourbon rye, especially, the bourbon wheat is good, but the bourbon rye that's going to be fun to watch that develop, and can't wait to see you guys at the Bourbon Festival soon. See you at the Bourbon on the Banks too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna have the podcast studio
Nice.
Cool.
on
All right.
site. That's the plan. We'll see, unless I get sick. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll pop in for sure.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll wrap it up. We do want to thank all our sponsors again. Thanks to the 1933 Society for allowing us to be here today to record this episode. We appreciate their support. Hotel Distill. We appreciate everything they do for us, and all of our sponsors. Couldn't bring you this show every week without all their support. We appreciate you guys, our listeners, of course. Like Matt always says, whatever time of day it is, morning, noon, or night, whenever it is you get your Bourbon Life fix on, we really appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook as The Bourbon Life. You can also join our private Facebook group, The Bourbon Lifers. We'd love to have you join us in there. Don't forget our good friend Mike, Big Chief, that does the Whiskey Trip podcast. That comes out every Tuesday under our umbrella. You can find him on Instagram and Facebook as well as the Whiskey Trip. So give him a like and a follow. I'm sure he'd really appreciate that. With that said, I'm going to wrap it up. Send us home with our tagline, which is, may your glasses always be full. May you keep on living bourbon.
Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of the Bourbon Life Podcast. Our mission at the Bourbon Life is simple: to share our passion for all things bourbon with you every week. And we'd really love to hear your thoughts on how we're doing. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at The Bourbon Life. You can also contact us by email at thebourbonlife@gmail.com. And you can always find us on your favorite podcast platform. If you have a moment, we'd love it if you would rate us and give us a review. So until next week, we hope your glass is always full and that you keep on living the Bourbon Life.
Hotel Distill raises a glass to Louisville's bourbon past by bringing refinement and luxury to the famed Whiskey Row. At Hotel Distill, guests will step into a modern space through a historic facade where gracious service and modern amenities flow like the bourbon once barreled on our historic site. Behind the storied facade of the former JTS Brown & Sons barreling warehouse, a refined bourbon culture is celebrated nightly with a complimentary 7:33 p.m. toast as a nod to Repeal Day in the year 1933. Hotel Distill is setting the standard for luxury for Louisville hospitality.